Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Caveman to Cosmos with me, Alpha Pi Omega and Byzantium. So the turn is 1728, year 20,805 BC, and we are one turn away from pictographs. But before we go there, I wanted to show you our first new city. It is a coastal city of Thessaloniki. It's already building its second or third building. I think it might be a second one. Yes, we built the alpha male only. So it's building the second building of Flint Gatherer to boost its production. And I am pretty happy with it, though the fact that we founded it tanked our income massively. We were at plus 13 or something like that, and we are now down to minus 8. But if my calculations is correct, we can hold on over 150 turns like this, so that gives us quite a lot of time to fix the economy. As you can see, Constantinople will finish Monteverde very soon, which is incidentally going to give us quite a lot of gold. And then it has the village hall, 3 platforms, palisade, and number of other cities, after which we can look. Oh, you have a couple of nice things here. After which we can start working on these production and money boosting buildings. Same thing can be done in Patra, where we can build quite a lot of money boosting buildings or income boosting. Money boosting sounds really weird. Income boosting cities, and here we have in Vodena another huge batch of those. So I'll let them finish what they are working on right now, and then we'll try to fix the economy. The reason why I'm saying that I'll let them finish is the fact that we are building already another tribe, which is going to found the 5th city here at the place where we have the stone axemen who are going to go to Thessaloniki. Now there is a method to the madness. There's been quite a lot of comments about my plans and about what I'm doing. So 2 big points. If you conquer enemy cities, there is usually never a good way how you can settle, because you will always be inefficient. Second huge point to this is the fact that the most income our cities are getting is from themselves. So if you look here, we're getting quite a lot of food and production, but look at how much we're getting from the city itself. Now I posted it as a reply to one of the comments, but Caveman to Cosmos make it so that you can, for example, found a city here or here, and it would eventually grow pretty big. It would have because it's in the middle of the desert, it would have a problem with access to many kinds of buildings, but eventually you would even get specialized desert buildings, and the city would prosper. It would take maybe longer, but it would prosper. So you don't have to limit yourself. Why I'm mentioning this is because I was looking for a way how we could best close this gap between our cities, and in the end I have decided that we're going to found one city here, which we already did, Thessaloniki. We're going to found another city here that's going to be on the same trail, and then we are going to found the 6th city right here in between Vodena and Constantinople. Now if my calculations are correct, that's going to give us the access to everything that is here, and it will make it so that we can use all of the tiles. The only ones that we won't be able to use this way will be the middle ground between the 2 cities that we already have here, Para and Vodena. But I'm not going to deal with it because it's firmly tucked within our border, so eventually these cities are going to gain access to the 3rd row, and they will share it. Until then, we will just have to do with that. But we'll get access to everything here. And what I like about this idea is that it's going to also create a narrow, nice border between Constantinople and Vodena, thus giving us easy, defendable border on the south. The problem here is that the 5th city is going to be actually pretty expensive, and it is also above the settling limit that we have right now. So the 5th city is going to give us 4 extra unhappiness in all of our cities until we get chiefdom, at which point we can settle more. But I'm not going to go for the 6th city until we are in positive numbers again, because if we lost this much for Thessaloniki, we are going to lose even more for the next city. So we are realistically looking at something like -30. So I'll have to haul to make sure that it's not, you know, going to bankrupt us. Now you can always do this, you know, so we are fine if we do play our cards correctly, but it's going to take, you know, a bit of work to make sure that we are stabilized. So 5th city is going to be the last one for now, for some time, and then we're gonna move further. Now, as far as access to resources go, Thessaloniki is going to give us access to indigo, to guava, and elephants, which is awesome. I'll just need to spam some gatherers in Constantinople once we get the Monteverde finished. And I'm probably going to spend some in Patra as well after we got that tribe done. And yeah, I guess that's all for now. As far as Thessaloniki goes, it has a very limited production at this point. I had to sacrifice quite a lot by settling here. It's, you know, it's the best place for it long term. It's not the ideal one short term. The game actually suggested that we settle one tile to the west, but, you know, okay. Production is very poor, only 11, so we are boosting production as a first thing. So we're working, as I mentioned, on the Fun Gatherer now, Driftwood Gatherer, Grass Gatherer, Lichen, I think you mentioned was the correct pronunciation, Lumber Gatherer, Rock Gatherer, Stick Gatherer, Counting Sticks then, Tavistone, Animal Snare Traps, Drying Frame, Bark Gatherer, and you can see that the Lumber Camp, for example, takes 57 turns, it's insane, and 10 make it the same thing, but that's because our production is very limited. In 12 turns, we are going to grow the border, so we'll have an additional income. I think that this, well, all of these are going to give us one production, so it doesn't matter where we actually put it. I think the game is going to use this tile. Though this one gives more food, but, well, one of these is going to be it. So it's going to boost it, and as we build more buildings, of course, the production is going to grow, and it's going to drop all these insane timers. Cool, so with that said, let's go with pictographs and see what they bring us. I think we looked at that in the previous episode, but let's look at it now.
I put my hand on the dark skin and felt the chill of centuries long gone. It was as if I had touched the Stone Age.
Okay, so pictographs give us rock art. Oh, I remember that. An Enu egg carver. We get extra happiness with craft huts. Carved emu axe. And it leads to the next thing, which is trap fishing. Actually, with the advent of coastal cities, we should look into things like boat building and fishing, because that's going to give us, yeah, it's going to give us the workboats, which are pretty good, and even some rudimentary boats. Nice. I mean, I don't know if there's anything here. I don't think we can actually see anything. Yeah, it's just kelp and something, but I'm pretty sure there are resources in here that we could work with later on down the road. So what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to continue developing Thessaloniki. Trap is going to be done in 20 turns, so way later than we get the trap fishing, and we'll see how we're doing in the 13 turns. Turn 1741, year 20,299 BC, and we are one turn away from trap fishing. But as usual, let's do a little overview before we go further. So as you can see, Constantinople is now at population 7, which means we have 1,500 people living in it. 1,500! 20,000 years BC. Damn, that is massive. I have to really go back to my study books and check out how many people places like Uruk and Thebes had at certain years. If anyone has that handy, feel free to post it, but I want to do some historical comparisons so we know how we're doing, because 1,500 people at this time would be probably impossible considering we don't have sedentary lifestyle, but this is one hell of a tribe. 1,500 people, damn. Considering we have 100 in Patra, 100 in Videna, and 50 in Thessaloniki, we have 1,750 people living there altogether. Cool. So, Thessaloniki has grown its border, but as you can see, we do not have anyone working on these tiles. That is because Constantinople finished the Monteverde. It should be... Wait, it's Wonders here, right? Monteverde. But when they did, the village hall was like 2 turns to finish. So I said, okay, let's do it afterwards. And then I found out that the 3 platforms were like 3 turns to finish. So we had a couple of half-finished buildings that I'm just going to let the game finish. But as you can see, Palisade is going to take full 10 turns. So once we see the trap fishing and the 3 platforms are done, I'm going to schedule 3, maybe 4, maybe 5 gatherers to work at around Thessaloniki. Now, we don't need that much, but it's going to make the fruit gathering camp here for guavas much faster constructed, and then we can spend some time gathering the indigo with a gathering camp, and then they are going to go back to Constantinople and have a nice route to here so that we have an alternative trail here for the 6th city. It is actually pretty good that, you know, this city it's going to be found here is going to be on the trails already. There's no point in developing the beaver camp here, or what is it called? Okay, it doesn't even tell us because it's not within our territory. But it's going to take a while before we get access to it via the expanding border. So there's no point in doing that. But the trail, that's going to take a while, and I think it might be a good idea. We might also build the fruit gathering camp here to prepare for the 6th city. And maybe even, you're going to be built here? 1, 2, 1, 2. No, you're going to be a bit higher. So even the seed camp for the pumpkins could be built, because then the city will gain access to all of them once its border grows. And that happens within a couple of turns. So it will get access to either of these. So I think the pumpkin one is going to be the first one that it's going to go for, because that will have 6 food and extra health. We'll see. Not much going on in the other cities. Patra is still building the tribe. But then public stoning, we know that. Then it comes to the sentry post and 3 platforms, and then we're going to shadow the financial buildings. Cool, so let's end the turn and see the trap fishing, because that's going to be interesting. Probably reveals something.
Time is but the stream I go fishing in. I drink at it, but while I drink, I see the sandy bottom and detect how shallow it is. Its thin current slides away, but eternity remains.
So this gives us the ability to work water tiles, reveals clam, crab, fish, lobster, murex, perils, shrimp, whale, dried fish, fishing nets, raw fish, and shellfish. And it enables a huge amount of buildings, like a fisherman hut, fish traps, and so on, but I'm not sure we can construct any of these until we get the rudimentary, yeah, it's nowhere here, rudimentary fish, what's it called? Rudimentary workboat. So yeah, but it reveals a lot of extra things. So let's see how our coast is, because that is important for us. Okay, as I expected, there is a ton of things here. So here we have the crabs, here's the shrimp, there's lobsters, some fish, really nice. And what does the basic... Oh, okay, even the basic production is pretty good. So if that is correct, then this tile, for example, would... Yeah, it would give us 5 food and 1. It would give us 3 and 3. Really, lobsters... Aha, okay, so these both have something on it. So the regular one gives 1 and 1. Okay, that makes sense. So 1 and 2 would be the bonus. So that would be 4 food and 5 gold. Here we would have 8 food and 1 gold. Damn, okay. And the second city that's going to be built here is going to have shrimps, 9 food and 2. Or is that? No, actually that's with the shrimp. Okay. So that would be 6 and 2 and extra health. You give 5 and 1. Yeah, that seemed a bit excessive, 5 and 1. But these are really good tiles. I'm telling you, this will be big. And all the way here we get some clams and perils. Okay. Perils are really gonna be good because I think they give various boosts to cities through things like bead making, endurers, and so on. So the next city that we're gonna find here is going to give us quite a lot of extra things. Okay, so next comes spear making. But before I forget, we are going to build our gathering group. 6, 4, wait. So 6 are gonna come here, 5 are gonna come here, then 4 are going to make the route, 3, 2. We're done here everywhere. Yeah, and then we can maybe experiment with some of those cottages and so on. So let's add 2 more, just for good measure. Just for good measure. Okay, so see you for the last update of the episode in 18 turns. Turn 1759, year 19,598 BC, and we are 1 turn away from spear making. So what's new? Well, this is new. We have found a new city of Adrianopol. So our territory will soon be connected. Well, actually, we need more growth here, right? Yeah, there's 1 tile outside of our culture range, but it's going to increase in 49 turns, so we're going to get there. So Adrianopol is a city found very close to the rice fields, and I actually stole those from Patra. So Patra started to work in the north on gaining us more gold, more production for itself, and a bit more food. So Adrianopol has a quite a good outlook on growth. It has a decent production already to start with, so it's building the alpha male, flint gatherer, and the same thing that our city of Thessaloniki has been doing. It has finished another building, so now it's producing 12. Grass gatherer is coming in 8 turns, so we will have 13 and then onward. As you can see, the buildings here are coming together. Flint gatherer, driftwood gatherer. We have the bonfire because that's from the World Wonder Alpha Male. So yeah, we'll have to leave these cities for some time to tend to their own people. But again, this is why production is so important, because it has this snowball effect. As far as Constantinople, Vodena, and Patra goes, we are now facing a bit more problem with money. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let them finish the buildings that they have. We're going to cancel everything else that they have. And once they get those, we are going to start putting in the buildings that will give us the most gold, because we need to face this. Now, as far as the civics go, wait, no, not civics, finances. Where are you? Domestic advisor, that's the one. Nope. I have a feeling it was F2. Oh yeah, it was F2. I don't see it there, but F2. So you can see that we are now spending 84 on this city maintenance, which is insane. We had much less before, about 50 less if I'm not mistaken. So that is where our money go. The income hasn't really increased, so we'll need to make sure that we'll have it working. But if we dropped science to 30, we would be fine. So there is really no pressure. In case things go haywire, we are just going to start tanking our research and give it a couple of turns until it fixes itself. So let's see what there is to see with spear making.
A well-aimed spear is worth 3.
And a nice proverb, isn't it? Stone tool maker gives us more gold. Good, that immediately dropped our deficit by 2, if I'm not mistaken. And we can now get stone spearman. That is awesome. And the new culture is available. That is pretty good because we do have some of these units that haven't aged all that well. Frankly, they are having a bit of a problem when facing more advanced Neanderthal enemies. We had a pretty good luck here when an enemy Neanderthal moved here. I wanted to attack it once it moved from this defense 60% bonus tile to this one, which has only 50, but instead it attacked the city. So the spearman got an additional shock. By the way, big thanks to someone who pointed out that this is the one that I was looking for, which gives 20% versus melee. And I think we are not going to upgrade them at this point, but in case we see any more enemies working around, we will. We should have some more here, right? No, okay, we moved them all back here, so there's 2 here, and I think we might have some near Constantinople. The next thing that we really need to get is some upgrade to the slinger, which would be, okay, and regular archer, and that one requires archery. And archery is probably technology we will get soon, right? Nope, we're going straight for atlatl making. Okay, atlatlist, then hunting. Oh, nice, that's gonna give us a hunter. That's an upgrade to tracker. Good. And then chiefdom. And where the hell is the archery? It should be here somewhere, right? Fishing. Or is it after... Ah, it's one of the... Yeah, I remember in the regular Civ, it's after sedentary lifestyle, so I'm kinda not surprised that it's here, even though I expected it to be moved slightly to a slightly earlier area. Well, okay. So in the next episode we're gonna finish all of the technologies that we want, and we'll be moving to new ones. Well, fine by me. Fine by me. Last but not least, I want to mention that we have finished our Gatherer Commando. They are currently going to... Oh, they already finished it. So you would get, yep, more money here. Awesome. And they're waiting for their next orders. So we could send them... Actually, does this consume anyone? Yes, this will consume a unit. But I'm kind of surprised that the lumber camp gives extra free production, so that is probably something that we might want to do, for example, near Constantinople, in some of those places. You don't have access to anything near you that we didn't have, right? Yep, all is beyond. So we can really send you guys to Constantinople, because I don't think there's anything else. We wanted the trail, so that is a thing that we might do. So let's go... Wait, there is a trail here. I don't think there's a trail here, so we can start by working from that tile on the trail towards Vodena. And once we're done with that, we're gonna start experimenting with the other buildings. By the way, having this many gatherers is a marvel. They're working on everything super fast, so I think I'm gonna put 2 more there because we want to be as quick as possible in our operations. And we should have... Yeah, you guys are coming soon, so let's send the Black Hand to protect these guys from any enemy, and the Ego Talkers are going to stay in Adrianopol. Okay, so this is the outreach of our empire for the upcoming dozens of turns, but once we get chiefdom, we are going to settle the next city. Though, again, the income is the issue right now, so we'll need to clear it out before we do anything else. So anyway, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next episode of Let's Play Caveman to Cosmos.